Welcome in. Happy New Year, everybody, to a brand new year and another fun run of the Brett Allen Show, a pop culture podcast. It's been a little while since I've been on the mic, but we have a very special guest today. I'm excited. Daniel Abeles. We're going to be talking about Women of the Movement, which is set to premiere here on the 6th, if I believe that is correct. And this is one of the most anticipated series of this year. People have been talking about this for quite some time. And so we are ready for this. It's going to be a banger. Daniel, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, this is a big deal because, again, as I mentioned, people have been talking about this for quite some time. And this series is a limited run, and it centers around the Emmett Till murder and your character and your story arc without really giving too much away. This is pretty common knowledge, I think, at this point, sort of is directly involved with this investigation and all of this. And the show tackles a lot of topics and a lot of things that I think are important and relevant. I had the opportunity to watch a sizzle reel of this series, and so I've seen a little bit of it. Excuse me, Daniel, can you let us in on about your character and what people can expect from this brand new series dropping here quite soon?
Yeah, it starts on Thursday, which is very exciting. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and they're running as blocks, so it's 2 hours for 3 weeks. So a total of 6 episodes put together, But yeah, it's the story of Mamie Till, who was the mother of a young boy named Emmett Till, who, as I'm sure many people know or should know, went from Chicago to Mississippi on vacation and was brutally murdered in the most terrible of ways. And it's the story not only of that, that's how it sort of starts off, but it's more a story of how his mother dealt with it, not only dealing with the loss of a child, but also dealing with her struggle to get the story told, because there were so many obstacles, against her at that period in U.S. history. And she made it her mission to have the story told, get it in the papers. She wanted everyone to see so that, the injustice could be more widely known and change could start to make way. And then my character is sort of an amalgam. Most of the characters, if not all but mine, are real people in history. Yeah. Mine is a fictitious character, and he's the amalgam of some reporters who also made it their mission to get the truth out against obstacles. So yeah, it was a very big privilege to be able to play this character, and I hope it comes out all right. I mean, I was very moved by the first block. It was very affecting. Again, it's hard to tell whether it was a culmination of my experience and everything that, we worked so hard on, but also it's beautiful to watch. And there's a lot of joy in it too. It's hard, but there's a lot of joy. It celebrates family and love above all else, which is.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I find so lovable, and I just these types of projects, because there's a lot of subcontext there that is coming out through this story, and it's really, although it is circling in on a specific event, one of the things that I think is fantastic about it is that there's a broader message for people to get in this whole situation. I mean, obviously, as an actor and somebody who's a part of these projects, you want people to be entertained, right? Like that's what you want people, because if it's not good, people aren't going to be interested. That. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been a part of something and you're like, ooh, well, I did this,
Well, yeah, I mean,
and it's part of my library, but it kind of gets, hopefully in your mind, maybe buried by other things that you've done.
Well, yeah, I mean, with camera, it's so far behind you, but in theater, like you're getting instant reactions. So,
yeah, on Broadway and things, it's moments, like instant, pretty quickly.
But I have to say, all the actors are doing a really great
Yeah,
job in the
for
show.
sure.
And I'm excited for people to finally be able to see it because, as you said, there are some very universal themes in here. Obviously, it's very specific, but we all know the mark of a good story or a successful story is finding the universality in the specific. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something for everyone in it.
I love it. So that brings me to my next question. And if you can answer this, that's great. As a content creator, as a storyteller in this particular project, I mean, what do you hope people walk away from after they get a chance to watch this? Like, what is in your mind, or maybe it's past your jurisdiction, to go, this is what I really want people to take away from this. And I hope this is the message that we see as the creators, but what are you hoping that people walk away from, um, and can take with them when they have the opportunity to watch this beautifully told and very lovely project?
There's a lot. There's a lot. I think I would be remiss not to mention MJ, who wrote it and was the showrunner, sort of made it a high priority to exhibit the love and joy
Yeah.
families have together. And I thought we had gotten to a place, and we always hope we get to a place where people treat each other with a dignity, and not just as a block of this and a block of, and I mean, we've been confined and relegated to our, own spaces that we lose touch that there's humanity out there. And it's a shame when communication is cut off and people aren't allowed to express themselves. I mean, this never should have happened. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
No
doubt.
question.
Like, this is not well, maybe, this is just de facto, just brutally wrong.
Yeah.
And these guys who did it, you know, I mean, do people know the story? Look, they got off, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty common historical knowledge, is
Yeah,
they
okay.
were not held accountable for the actions that they were a part of. And that's, I think, worse than anything else. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty common knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. So not only do I want like the facts and the truth of the story to come out, and the strength of Mamie to be noted. This woman preempted Rosa Parks. She,
Yeah.
possibly could have inspired Rosa Parks through the NAACP's, support. And people don't really know her story. So love Mamie, and I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot to learn.
No, I think that's
I think
perfect.
I think what it is not only like the blatant wrong that these guys committed, but also the small decisions that some people who consider themselves decent people, the small
Yeah.
decisions that they do make after the fact, that make it a lot more difficult for people to know the truth. Thinking that they're doing something simply to, oh, it's my job, it was just my job, or those kinds of decisions that have a cascading effect. And if enough people just say, it's up, I'm just gonna, but I'm still a good person, and they don't make it their mission to sort of just accept what's true. I don't know, that's kind of convoluted. You know what I mean, right?
I get it. I think, yeah, I mean, the overarching theme, I think, is for people to get the full story, an honest telling of it.
Yeah.
Not just for entertainment's sake. And really, I think too, for the percentage of people who might not be familiar with this story, which I would be surprised. Well, maybe, I don't know. Some things surprise me quite regularly, but
Yeah.
I digress. I think that the big thing here is that people are going to really enjoy this. Again, from what I saw, um,
Oh yeah.
it just looks beautiful. And I mean, really, it's fantastic. I think this is exciting. You've been a part of a lot of other projects, and I think this is really just one more amazing thing to have people watch and to participate. Did you get, obviously you did, this got done during when things were locked down? You were able to get most of it done or all of it done, I'm imagining.
Yeah, we were in a full COVID bubble in Mississippi, and they shot a little bit up in Tennessee, but we shot all basically where these things actually happen. So there is that.
Okay.
But yeah, we shot during the middle of it, the whole thing, and we got to know each other very well, and
I can imagine.
it was awesome.
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
that was a trip. That was a trip. Sort of entering into the new protocols, just technically, as far as acting goes, it was a little bit of a learning curve. But yeah.
Well, I tell you, this is fantastic, and this premieres on Thursday. People will have an opportunity to listen
Yeah.
and watch this interview long before then. Be sure to watch this, Women of the Movement. It's premiering on ABC. This is just a beautiful, beautiful story. Daniel, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.